All right, hello everybody. I am LivelyRaccoon, and this is Chameleon Twist. So before I get started, I'm actually going to do a couple menuing inputs, and that's hopefully going to set me up for an RNG manipulation later. But now, I think we're good to go. There was a character bid war. You know who won that?
Let me find out for you right now. Okay, here we go. For Chameleon Twist, it looks like Linda is our choice.
Wow, okay.
Linda for pink.
All right. I'm more of a Fred fan, but that's okay. All right, I think we're good to go. I'll give a quick countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is Chameleon Twist. So you might be asking, why doesn't the chameleon look like a chameleon? Well, in the opening cutscene, it looks like a chameleon as you might expect a chameleon to look. And then a suspicious rabbit passes by and goes into a magical pot. And Linda follows along into that magical pot and gets transported into Jungle Land and is the bipedal cute form that you see before you. And the main gimmick of this game is the B button extends the tongue, and so you can then use the control stick to control the tongue, hit it on a pole, and then spin around. And so we'll use it in a lot of different ways to kind of optimize our movement, to get around corners, to get over gaps. Like here, we'll get over at this corner here. And then another thing that we can do with the tongue is we can vault, which lets us get up to heights that our jump wouldn't be able to. So we're going to do a vault real quick right here. And then we're going to get into this cave section. Now this cave section is actually segmented as a different area as the outside section. And so, if I can get in there. It'll happen eventually, I swear. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so those door clips are relatively precise. And so the way that works is that the cave section is segmented as a different area than the outside section. And so when you clip into the entrance door, it doesn't have anywhere to send you back to. So it instead loops around and takes you to the boss of the stage. And that was Lizard Kong, who we knocked off the edge with the butterflies. And so now we can head into Antland. So in Antland, we're going to see a few more of those door clips, and hopefully they go a little bit better than the last time. The way that they work is that we do one vault, and that kind of sets us into position, and then our next vault will hit our head up against the top of the door frame. There we go. Hits our head up into the top of the door frame like that. And then the door frame has some geometry that kind of overhangs it, and so if we send ourselves full speed into it, it sends us back into the loading zone, and we're able to get through the door. So this was actually the room when I talked about doing an RNG manipulation. I was hoping to do it for this room. Unfortunately, made some mistakes that made it so that RNG manipulation broke. Essentially, if you keep your seed kind of to a set value throughout the whole run, then you're able to make this room spin only once. The walls in that room are random. They can spin up to 3 times, and then the length of that spin is random. And so if you do everything properly, you can get it to spin once and a very short spin, but it's very difficult because there are a lot of things that move the RNG seed. There is like sound effects in the music that will advance the RNG seed, so going a little bit slow will kind of take you out of the seed that you want to be in. Right now I'm in free cam, so up to this point, So up to this point we've been in fixed camera, where the camera angle is fixed and you can't really rotate it. Hitting the C buttons just kind of moves it to the side. But if we hit the C buttons in free camera mode, it actually rotates around us, and we use that a lot to get ourselves a nice angle for these door clips. So these door clips are made a lot easier when you have a straight up angle like that. And those door clips I believe they're in a kind of like 1 or 2 frame window on the second vault. So the first vault is kind of getting from a precise position you vault, and then that gets you right into the door. And then you do 1 more vault at full speed that hits the top of the door frame, and that sends you into the loading zone. We're gonna do 1 more door clip in this next room. This one is very, very difficult. So the method that we usually do for door clips that isn't going to work on this door because there are a bunch of ants. And so if I did 2 vaults, the second vault would end up, or the first vault would eat an ant, and then the second vault wouldn't come out. I would just shoot the ant. Let's see if I can get there. So this method of door clipping is actually frame perfect, and it's pretty precise as far as its positioning goes. I don't know if I'm gonna get it before the door opens. I might die before the door opens. Oh, nice, we got it. Phew, okay. So that door is actually only closed on the Japanese version of this game, and so for a long time, people ran this category on the US version as a result. But if you door clip, then it's about as fast as if it was just open, and there are a few other levels where the Japanese version will save us time, and so that's why we want to be on the Japanese version. So this is Quintella. The kind of gimmick of this fight is that we have to trip her with a spin around the pole, and then we shoot one of the ants, and then she'll spin. One thing I've done a couple times is if you spin into her while she's spinning, it will actually cancel her spin. I don't want to do it too much because I'm getting a little scared with my health, so I'm gonna take it easy just to make sure I don't get hit. Oh, that's a little bit of an unfortunate position. I'm gonna just wait for her to come a little bit closer to the middle. Let's see if I can push her over there. Okay, and then we're just gonna let the spin happen. See if I can get a spin cancel. Yeah, I don't like that angle. I want to preserve this one ant so that I don't have to make her spawn another batch of ants. We got 1 more spin left. Oh, where's the ant? Oh no. Couldn't get turned around quite in time. The ant was not friendly to me. He wasn't anywhere near me. That's okay. We will just play it out, make sure I don't get hit. It's actually pretty easy to get hit in this fight. She does spin pretty quickly. So I think that's the last spin. Let her come to the middle. Spawn some more ants. And play it extra safe. Where are the ants? No. Oh. Living. I'm chilling. All right, we've got a few ants, so we don't need to have her spawn again. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay, that fight is probably the most difficult boss fight in the game. It's just very difficult to have everything go correctly the same, like every single time, because there are so many moving parts with your movement, her movement, and like the ant's movement that you can do the first couple hits kind of on a set pattern, and that's kind of what I did in that fight. But then after that, it goes off the rails and you have to improvise. So we're into bomb land. The enemies in this stage are bombs that we can shoot to destroy terrain, and we're gonna shoot this here to blow up the lava, and so we can walk here without taking damage. It's a good time for a few donations.
Alrighty, well, this is a super cool run to watch so far, by the way. First time I've seen this, I love it. Alrighty, we have a $5 donation from Dr. Goof, fantastic name, who says, SGDQ hype? Love it. Also $10 coming in from Dalamar of Tarsus, who says, so happy one of my favorite speedrun events is happening this week. I needed the good vibes. Can I just say that that does not look like lava? It just looks like a carpet.
Yeah, you're right.
It's great though.
Well, this jump is a little tricky. Oh, all right, we got it this time for sure. There we go. Follow up with another door clip. Okay, now we're locked in on the door clips. They're easy now. These cannonballs are random. Okay, that was actually a very good result to only take damage there. It's pretty easy to die. There are some kind of unwinnable situations where you jump and the cannon just instantly shoots you and makes you fall. This door clip is a little bit harder than the other ones. There's just a little delay there. So that was pretty good. So we're on to Bomb Snake. He's a snake made of bombs, and so we're going to pick up the bombs that he spawns and shoot his kind of midsection. And if we do it well, we can kill him in just a couple shots. Oh. Okay. Went a little wrong, but that should be fine. Oh. Okay. Nice. All right. I have time for a couple more donations.
Yeah, no problem. All right, we have $10 coming in from Thomas Patrick WX. Wait, that's weird. That sounds really familiar. It's almost like they did a great Pokemon Violet run yesterday. Well, thank you, Thomas. And we have $100 from Siren Ari. Thank you so much for your support. We've also got $10 coming in from Box Socks 82, who says, thank you for all the hours of fun watching speedruns, as well as the help for people in need around the world. Good luck on the run.
All right, so we're into Desert Castle. And this stage is one of only a couple stages that are kind of more open. The other stages, other than Jungle Land, are just kind of a sequence of rooms. This one is more open. And so this level actually has a global cycle. It has multiple platforms that are moving on a global cycle. So that platform I was just on was on a global cycle. So the way that you can think about it is that it's moving at all times that I'm in the level. And so if I made like a few seconds of mistakes, it would have ended up ballooning to a whole lot of time as a result of missing that global cycle. I'm gonna have a pretty tough vault coming up. This vault, this next vault after this one, has just enough height to make it up there if you get the perfect vault. Very nice. And then we'll be moving on to this next section. There we go. Okay. And this section is basically an auto-scroller, so got time for a couple more donations.
No problem. I was like, let me unmute this mic. Alrighty, we do have a $5 donation coming in from Lilac Fishy, who's saying, in honor of a friend, this is our first GDQ without you, and we're still navigating the hole your absence has left in the community. We love you, and we miss you. You were the corniest, which is capitalized, which I think is cute. Then we have $5 from Kabedox, who says, love what all of you are doing. Keep up the good work. We also have a $250 anonymous donation. Thank you so much for your support. Oh, and another $250 anonymous donation. That is awesome. Do you want another one?
Yeah, one more.
$100 from Isaiah G, who says, here's to another SGDQ. Keep it up.
Great. Okay, so this next section of Desert Castle, we're just going to spin across these poles. So this section, we can't really move, so we have to spin across. And then here, I'm going to make a tongue shape that I'm going to kind of curve it around this pole. And that's so that when it hits that crown that you see on the ground, that it still lets me get across the platform, since if you spin into a crown, your spin will kind of break, since the crowns you're not able to inhale. And then gonna take a death warp here. Motion sickness warning for this section. It's a little bit weird to look at. So these carpets are gonna move across the screen, and we're just kind of gonna jump across them. This is more or less an auto-scroller, so you know, if you got a couple more, why not? Yeah,
I am here for you. We are here for donations, and this run is awesome. We have $50 coming in from Turbo Gaming, who says, so many orbs for such a reasonable donation? How could I say no? We've also got $10 coming in from Nola, who says the best skip of every SGDQ is when the doctors skip the borders. I love that. $50 from Ray as well, who says, glad I could catch this marathon live. Always a great time.
All right, so we're making our way to the boss of this level, which is an armadillo. The way that he works is he's going to do a big bounce and then he's going to spawn some enemies. And if we place our tongue well, we're able to inhale every single enemy, and then he's going to bounce up in the air again. We're going to hit him as he lands, and then he should burrow underneath the ground and we can kind of loop damage until he dies. We'll see if we're able to pull that off here. Able to hit him in the air like that, and then he's going to burrow under. This is just a timing. Okay, that was very late, but we did hit it. Okay. 2 more. Oh no. We're just gonna take 1 more enemy. There we go. Okay, so we're moving on to Kizland, which is one of the harder stages in the game, if not the hardest to do well. There are quite a few screens that have platforms that move on a global cycle. So again, they're kind of moving as long as we're in the stage. And so in order to make the optimal global cycle, we have to hit a whole lot of tricks and make no kind of big mistakes. So hopefully we're able to do that. There's going to be quite a few door clips as well. And the doors in Kids Land are actually built a little bit differently than some of the other doors. So the 2 vault method just does not work. And so what we have to do is similar to that one we did in Antland, but without a bunch of ants swarming us. We are going to go into a corner, and then there's going to be 2 frame perfect inputs. So I need to walk to the right for, I think it's 2 frames, and then I need to face down and vault. Oh no, face down and vault, and that's going to be frame perfect. So we're gonna see the first one in this room, even though I made a mistake, which might kind of put me off the optimal global cycle. We'll still try to do it. A little too far. This should work. Nice. Okay, so those door clips are the same idea, where we're just kind of using that geometry above the door and vaulting ourselves into it, and then that just sends us through the door. This room is pretty tricky. The intended way is you inhale some enemies and then you push those wafers back, but if you are able to jump just around them, then you can get there no problem. And then we're gonna come up on another door clip in this room. Something I didn't mention is that earlier in this stage, oh, I forgot to rotate my camera. There we go. Earlier in this stage, I actually rotated the free camera without being in free camera. Let me see this. Okay, it's a little skewed. So the way that the free camera mode works is that if you stand still and don't hold anything, then the camera will rotate the way the chameleon is facing. And so something I did earlier in the stage is that I stood still. Even though I was in fixed camera, I stood still and just looked upwards, and that rotated my camera into the perfect position for the door clip. I ended up skewing it a little bit later and moving it to the side. That's why I had to kind of readjust on that door clip. But we're gonna enter the final room of Kids Land. This is a pretty tough room. It forces you into that free camera mode, and so we're gonna rotate the camera around, see if we can get, we're probably not gonna make that, but we can just jump onto this. And then there is a trick at the very end of this level. There's a frame perfect pause going into the boss. Let's see if I can hit it. Ah, dang, a little too late. So this boss has a cutscene, you can see here. If we pause as we enter the loading zone, which is frame perfect, then we can skip that cutscene, but that's fine. We'll just save, and we're going to exit the training mode. And this is going to set a value and then it's not going to get properly reset until nice. Okay, we got it. So the way that works is that when we go into training mode, there is a value that's set and then it's not properly reset. That makes it so that cutscene doesn't happen and we can move during it. And so the way that fight normally works is that there's the cutscene where the 4 Choco Kids go into the cake and then the cake attacks. And then after the attack, you take out 1 Choco Kid and then he attacks again and you just repeat 4 times. But when we do that exit to training mode, a value gets set so that cutscene never happens, and so we can move during it, vault over the cake, and then inhale all the Choco Kids all at once, instead of having to kind of take them out one at a time, which is quite nice. This is Ghost Castle, the final area of the game. Gonna have a couple of difficult rooms coming up, but there's a bit of time until that. Got some time for a few donations.
Perfect, because I have some for you, my friend. We have $20 from Ulti Zeta, who says, shout outs to Fred, the only true Chameleon choice, and good luck on both Chameleon Twist and Bomberman 64 later too, Lively.
Thank you.
We've also got $25 from Legacy CF, who says, LivelyRaccoon's Bomberman 64 streams have been some of the best chill vibes, and I'm so excited to see him run not 1, but 2 games at the first GDQ event I am fortunate enough to attend. Good luck, Lively. I have a few more for you. I just was totally still waking up, and I'm like, look at all of this love coming in for you. You let me know if you have some time.
Yeah. Let me quickly. So the way that this screen works is that when we shoot a candle, a platform spawns, and that platform spawn is random, kind of within a certain range. I went for a platform skip. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out. I was just a little late. But sometimes you can skip between the platforms. You can skip a candle. But it ends up being quite precise, so I missed that one, but that's fine. And then this next one, it's the same kind of room, but the platforms are farther away, so we can't skip any platforms. Got time now for a few donations.
Alrighty, I got you. Okay. We have $25 from Lightyear, who says, shout outs to the Chameleon Twist soundtrack for still getting stuck in my head decades after I originally played it. We also have $50 from Segoli saying Chameleon Twist and its sequel were the game of my childhood that I genuinely thought I would never see at an event. I'm so thrilled to be here watching this highly realistic depiction of the real animal species, the chameleon. Got time? One more?
Yep.
We good? Okay. $50 from Audrey, who says, longtime watcher, longtime donator, greetings from Arizona. Got up early for Turnip Boy and, Chameleon Twist, then Kirby 64? Might as well sit down and watch the entire event. Thank you, staff and commentators and runners, for making this event on my yearly watch list.
So in that previous room, we had a pretty difficult skip that I was able to hit. That small pole, you can just hit a vault just as you land on it, and that allows you to get up to the top of the screen. So this is the final boss, Pile of Books. The first phase is more or less set. I messed up a little bit, but we're good. The second phase is a bit of a nightmare. Time could be coming up, we'll see. Time soon. So he's going to move up to 3 times randomly around this room, and then he's going to shoot either a curve shot or a straight shot. I'm hoping for a curve, okay. I'm gonna try to track him here. Aw, dang, I guessed wrong. So every time he hits the wall, he can go 2 directions. Maybe? Nice, time. So that boss ends up becoming kind of a 50-50 a lot of the time, where you shoot and he moves into the wall and you just have to guess, is he gonna go left or right? So able to pull it off second try. It's not too bad. Pretty good run. I mean, it took a little bit to lock in on the door clips. I blame playing Linda. I play Fred all the time, so, not used to it. But wanted to give a big shout outs to the Chameleon Twist community, probably the single best speedrun community I've ever been a part of. So if this game looks cool, definitely give it a shot and join. Shout outs to GDQ for having me, and thanks for watching.